ideas. We've got bright ideas. Hey! Have you ever heard the ending to The Weeknd?
No. My who?
Sis, are you serious, Issa?
After I've listened to the album, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, what up, y'all? Because I'm not going to be publicly shamed for not hearing that album because I've already gone through it several times. So listen, today's September 15th. This is still Diverted.
I'm Ken.
I'm Malcolm. So this week we're talking about...
So Jemele Hill is stirring up some ESPN controversy after she called number 45 a white supremacist.
Yeah, which... I'll save it. Plus, we have an update on that Kenneka Jenkins story. It is growing literally by the minute. So we'll bring you the most recent update.
And the new face of CoverGirl, my girl, Issa Rae.
She got us! We got y'all!
Stay tuned for Slay It Sis.
Yes, let's do this! It's still Diverted. So how are you?
I'm great.
Hi, Blondie.
I'm great.
Becky with the good 3 twist. I feel like they used to call braids back in the day before white people knew what it was called. It was like a triple twist. It's like a double twist. Like they twisted it 3 times. It's like, yeah, girl.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's what they did.
And
right.
Africans don't like doing the natural twist because they feel like it hurts their wrist.
The natural twist?
You know how you actually do like twist in somebody's hair?
No.
Fuck,
I don't know.
Twist somebody's hair before?
I mean, not good. Like.
Anyway, sisters,
yes.
Just make sure y'all always get the braids and not the twist.
Like Senegalese twist?
No, yeah, like the Senegalese twist. They
Oh,
don't like doing the Senegalese twist.
Got you. All right. Anyway, so quick disclaimer. It's still kind of warm here in New York City, so the AC's on. So until we really boss up, and this channel's popping, AC gonna stay on.
This pussy.
Right. This pussy be popping, baby. You better believe it.
Don't get flat.
All right. So let's jump right into it. So Jemele Hill. So the funny thing about Jemele Hill is that I actually really do love her. And for somebody that doesn't watch sports or care about sports commentary or never watches ESPN.
Yeah, I've never heard about her until this story.
So the way I found out about her is that I was at the barbershop one day. Shout out to the Wretched Barbershop. And
okay, this makes sense now. I know where you're going.
Yeah, the barbershop is a very trying experience for me and mine. But
very spiritual.
Yeah, I guess you can call it that. So she was on TV one day. I think she had a show called His and Hers, I think. But she was on TV one day, like talking sports, and she had like her micro braids, and I was like, "Who is this black woman on TV?" Like
the micro braids,
right, doing it up.
Braids.
So ever since that day, I've loved Jemele. So fast forward to,
and I love that her name is Jemele.
Yeah.
Like yes.
So fast forward to this past week, she was on Twitter, clickety clacking like we all do on Twitter, and she made some very honest comments about y'all's president. So
your favorite president.
She is now the host of SportsCenter on ESPN, The 6, which is a really good look. Like, if you're not familiar with SportsCenter, like SportsCenter has like I think a bunch of different like times it comes on, but the 6 o'clock SportsCenter is like, how can I describe it? It's like the anchor, like it's like the main one. So it's like, you know how like the 10 o'clock news is like kind of like the most poppin' news. Mm-hmm. That's like, it's not the 11, it's not like the 5 o'clock and 4 o'clock. It's like 10 o'clock, like everybody's there. So she's the host of that. So like I said, she tweeted about y'all's president. She said, Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists. Trump is the most ignorant, offensive president of my lifetime. His rise is a direct result of white supremacy, period. So that was her first tweet. She went on later to say that if Donald Trump wasn't white, that he would have never been elected president. And of course, big whites got big mad. So this kind of blew up on Twitter. And this is all tweeted on 9/11. So I think people also kind of get bad because, that's supposed to be the most patriotic. And
nobody actually discussed 9/11. On this at least this year.
It felt really under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. And I think as we go, I was talking to, I was at my friend's Niara and Josh's house the other day, and we were actually there on Sunday, but we were there past midnight, so then it was like 9/11. Oh, no quotation marks, it was 9/11. But,
9/11.
Yeah, whatever conspiracy.
It's only 10 and 12.
But Josh was like, yeah, it's been 16 years, and we were like, what the fuck? Like 16 actual whole years. Like, doesn't feel like that in the least.
Damn it, people really still talk about it.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyway, girl. The reason why this feels so weird, if you go back and look at the episode from last year's 9/11 episode of this show, it'll completely make sense to you. So if you're feeling curious, go back and dig in the crates, but we're not revisiting this. So, moving on. So, this week, practically every day, there's a White House press briefing. And completely unrelated to Jemele's tweet, but somebody at the press briefing brought it up to White House press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, what a name, and they asked her about Jemele's comments about, Donald Trump being a white supremacist.
Do you have a reaction to that? Is the president aware of that comment? And
I'm not sure if he's aware, but I think that's one of the more outrageous comments that anyone could make, and certainly something that I think is a fireable offense by ESPN.
If the president was so clear, as he said, why do you think influential African-American figures are saying things like this?
I'm not going to speak for that individual, but I know that the president has met, again, with people like Senator Scott, who are highly respected leaders in the African-American community. He's committed to working with them to bring the country together. I think that's where we need to be focused, not on outrageous statements like that one.
So now this has become a huge story because the government never speaks out and says someone should be fired. Like,
right.
People on Twitter will say it, commentators will say it, but no one actually out of Washington will be like, this person needs to be fired, unless they work in Washington. So now there's like a huge, big thing. ESPN is trying to do damage control. I was going to say allegedly, but allegedly. I'll do allegedly. So allegedly they were trying to find a replacement for Jemele to go on the news Tuesday night.
Yeah,
not the news, Sports Center.
And shout out to all her colleagues.
Yeah, it's according to
fuck you.
Right Think Progress. So they said ESPN tried to remove Jemele, and then they tried to find Michael Smith for co-host. Another co-host they spoke to. Let me find these names. They're somewhere in here. Oh, Michael Eaves and Elle Duncan to like fill in for Jemele, and they were like, "Oh no, girl, we're not sitting in her seat." So ESPN had to just kind of move forward with the whole process and let Jemele, do her thing at 6:00. But yeah, so ESPN commented. We don't really have to go on what they commented on, but they pretty much said that they didn't agree with Jemele's comments. I'm like, so what do y'all agree with? But all in all, Jemele isn't going to be fired.
Imagine boycott ESPN.
Oh, it'll happen if they get rid of Jemele. Okay, well, I don't watch ESPN.
Exactly.
But I will start watching ESPN at 6:00 just so I can support that I'm here for Jemele, and I'll do it for like a couple of weeks, and then I'll forget.
I'll get it right
Because
I believe people who are down to boycott shit are usually people that don't even they don't use the products, they don't watch the TV shows.
No, never use Shea Moisture in their life. No, I'm boycotting Shea Moisture.
Exactly.
It's like, you don't own any Shea Moisture. You own nothing.
So that would
Shea
be
Moisture.
me.
Yeah.
Boycott ESPN.
Right.
No, damn well I do not watch ESPN at all. But
if you try to boycott ESPN, you have to boycott Disney, you have to boycott ABC, you have to boycott a lot of shit. So, yeah, just fair warning.
No. But shout out to Jemele.
Yeah, so, and I know the lines get blurred. People saying oh, should Jemele be fired? Should she not be fired? And
Why would she get fired?
Because, I don't know, I guess because this is problematic.
Is Trump not a white supremacist?
Well, we can't confirm that, can you?
So. We can't,
Yeah. But the lines get blurred all the time. There are plenty of people that have been fired for things that they have said on their Twitter account or on their personal accounts, and just outside of the platform that they work and host on.
Is there one example or something that
of
you
what?
have? Like somebody saying some fucked up shit on ESPN?
And getting fired. Not on ESPN, but perfect case Bill Maher.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill Maher, the most recent one I could think of where they were like, oh no, get you out of here. Bill Maher, no, what's the one? Bill O'Reilly. It's been a couple. No, Bill Maher still has his job. Bill O'Reilly got fired.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out, what did Bill Maher say?
Bill Maher was the one that made the slave nigga joke.
Okay.
And then Bill O'Reilly.
I thought he had a late night show. I didn't know
he does. On HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was ESPN. We were still discussing.
No. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many easy ways to go about this, but this is the president that has said some of the most terrible things the president has ever said in a public forum. So I'm like, if anybody knows about, talking terribly, I don't think Jemele was talking terribly on Twitter, but if anyone knows about talking terribly on Twitter, it's DT. So I'm like, I don't understand. But shout out to Jemele, girl, we stand with you. Whatever you need, let us know, because I will come down there to, where's ESPN at? I feel like it's in New York.
I
it has
think
to be in
it's
New York.
definitely in the city.
Yeah. Well, I will come wherever it's at, and we'll get it rocking, all right? Don't worry about it.
I think moving forward, though, I was going to say GSPN.
The Gay Sports Network. Us.
I think ESPN really just needs to chill and stop acting like she said something so fucked up and so outrageous. This is the most egregious thing they ever heard. Sit y'all hot asses down.
Especially for, I was going to say EBT. Wow. Where am I brain at today? Especially for ESPN to be owned by Disney, which owns ABC, and it's them girls get up on The View every day and kick, cackle, and do all of this stuff. And I get it, like, The View, that's the purpose of The View, but it's
and
like...
they talk they shit.
They talk they shit on The View. Like, do him in daily. So I was like, I don't understand. And she didn't even say it on the show. Like, that's what I'm not getting, but...
Yeah, is it... my point, too. I thought it was at first, I thought it was something that she said, like, during the 6 o'clock hour, the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
But it was just on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we've already had these conversations. Well, probably not us, like, on this show. But I definitely talked to people before where they say things and in their bios they're like, well, this doesn't reflect the company that I work at.
Endorsements not blah, 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 and views not expressed, all of that. Like,
you know what I mean?
All that stuff to protect yourself.
Views are my own opinions and stuff like that. So, I don't know why people tripping.
Yeah.
Just because she's a black woman. Y'all
pretty much.
Because Miss,
what was it, Miss Texas on that Miss America thing the other night? Was like, I hate Donald Trump. He's terrible. And people are like, go girl, you get him,
and
Katie.
He is the white supremacist, and this is the ugliest thing in this country.
But not Jamel's black ass. Not with those box braids. Not with no root realness. They said, not in here. So anyway, shout out to Jemele Hill, girl.
We're here for you, sis.
I love you. I really do love Jemele Hill. I do.
I have a problem, guys. I feel like every time I have something terrible to say or something like super meaningful, I always end up smiling first. I think it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
But let's start to talk about Kenneka Jenkins.
Yes. So Kenneka Jenkins was a 19-year-old out of Chicago. She went out Friday night, as most of us do, with our friends, our homies, our girls, whatever.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't. Because you whack. And we don't like going out with you. That's why we be like, don't call Kenya. Leave that bitch in the house.
Wow, that's dead what y'all say. That's dead what y'all say.
She always want to leave early.
I saw y'all at Niara's house.
Oh, yeah. Well, I put it on Instagram.
Wow.
So, wow.
Did they invite me?
You was at home breastfeeding your 10-year-old son. Because that's what you do. You got kids, right? You always, I got kids. Now that you got kids, go take care of your kids, ma. We going out.
Go take care of your kids.
Anyway. And she can't drink, y'all. But that's a whole nother story for another day. This bitch have one sip of Moscato. She be like, ooh, my knees. Ooh, I can't feel myself.
About this story.
Anyway, sorry. Let's put some respect on Kenneka's name. All right, so Kenneka Jenkins, 19-year-old girl out of Chicago. She goes out Friday night with her homies. Apparently, she was out celebrating a new job promotion. She got a job, I think, at a nursing. Yeah, at a nursing home. Yeah. So, shout out to Essence Magazine because they've done a very, very good job of concising this whole night into like bullet points and time frames. So
it was a really good timeline.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through the timeline just a little briefly. So Friday night, 11:30.
Oh God, I heard the Law and Order sound before you talk. Like, don't.
Yeah, that's weird. But you know what? When I was reading this earlier, I felt like I was on like one of them like ID channel shows. Right. Like at 9:42. Like
exactly.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Continue.
Anyway, so Friday night, 11:30. Kenneka tells. Sorry. Is she lost? Okay. Yes, got it. All right. So Friday night, 11:30. Her mother Teresa told the Chicago Tribune that she had last seen Kenneka at their home before she went to go hang out with some friends. Kenneka never told her mother she was going. So sorry. So. Damn, I just kind of screwed this up. So let me go back a little bit. So this whole story is that Kenneka was found dead at in a hotel freezer at this hotel in Chicago. So rewinding back to now the end of this, damn, this really does feel like one of my ID shows. But rewinding back to now like the beginning of the night. So it's Friday night. She's going out to this party. She doesn't tell her mother she's going to a hotel or a hotel party. She just says they're going out. I think they're going to like I think it's a bowling alley or something like that. So in any event, this is at 11:30. So at 1:30 in the morning, Kenneka speaks to her sister on the phone while she's still at this party at the hotel. 3:20 in the morning, this is now Saturday morning, she was spotted on security camera at the Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel. Mm-hmm. In the video, they said she was quote-unquote staggering near the front desk. At 4 a.m., Kenneka's friends called her mother Teresa to tell her that they went to a hotel party, but they couldn't find Kenneka when it was time to go home. They couldn't find her when it was time to go home, and they had her keys and her cell phone on her. They were sitting in Kenneka's car. So at this point, 5 a.m., Kenneka's mother drives up to the hotel to look for her. Pretty much the hotel staff and I think the police pretty much tell her that they can't review the security cameras until they open up a missing persons or until they file a missing persons report. And you can't file a missing persons report, I think, until 24 hours after the person is missing. So the mother has to wait until the next day. The next day, she's able to open up the case, and before they could even really truly get the case started, Kenneka is found in the freezer at this hotel. and they said that the freezer was near a construction site in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So Teresa's mother spoke to WGN. She says, "I believe someone in this hotel killed my child. There's also many speculations. Many suspect that her friends left her to be assaulted and violated by a group of men. There's some other people that are saying there's some trafficking and like money and rape and those other, I don't want to say typical things, but things that you would probably, because your mind goes to the worst place, obviously. So the police say she was inebriated, stumbled into the freezer, and then died from hypothermia. However, like I said, the mother and the sister are not believing that. The sister said that the freezer door would ideally be too heavy for Kenneka to open it by herself. If she was stumbling in the hotel lobby and she was just drunk, how would she have, the woman power to ideally open up this door to get into this freezer? So, here we are today, Friday morning. The most recent story is that someone at the police department, I'm not sure who that man was. But
so now the update on the story is that video has been released, but not released to the public, that they actually see her drunk and she's staggering all over the floors on the lower level in the hotel, and she opens the door and she walks inside of the refrigerator and it closes and she freezes to death. Yeah,
so the only video that they had before was the video of her in the lobby, but they actually hadn't seen, or at least they hadn't told us, they seen the video of her going into the actual freezer. So that's the video that the guy was just talking about.
Right. And when he watches the video, he says that nobody was forcing her into going inside.
Well, so she was alone.
They said that she was alone. Yeah. Like, nobody told her, go inside of that refrigerator, make yourself dead. Like, nobody did any of that.
Yeah.
But it still sounds...
It sounds really sketchy.
Like,
and I think that is
why?
And I think that's just what we've been conditioned to, like with all the shit that happens with black people, especially black girls in Chicago, because Chicago was also the city that had all those missing girls. Was it Chicago? No, DC. Chicago and DC. I think Chicago had their own little like sting going on too, but
it's been told that the PD in Chicago, they don't care.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, this kind of stuff happens so much that they, at this point, they only care about like drug busts.
Yeah,
like,
and I
that's
don't
how
understand.
they make their quotas.
Even because they said the mother had to go to the police to check the hotel cameras, but even you being a hotel like clerk or manager, like why would you not just go through the cameras just quickly, like without getting the police involved, just to even see if this girl left your premises? Because this could have been so easily solved. They just checked the cameras and said.
So referencing to Black Twitter and their investigation, because.
Black Twitter.
Y'all are amazing.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
No, seriously. So, allegedly, one of the boys who allegedly raped Kenneka, he was working at the hotel. Like, he was a friend.
I didn't know
he was a friend that was working at the hotel. And then there was another part where one of the friends that were in the room with Kenneka when she was in the hotel, she had put on Facebook, like, I never saw her leave. Like, that was my friend. And then she started mixing up on words, and another person commented, but didn't you say? And then she's like, no, what I meant was... So it already sounded way too fishy. And then another guy who was allegedly the rapist too... I hate the word allegedly. But until we find out the truth, I guess that's what we have to use. But... So the guy goes on Facebook, and he's like, if somebody's raping you, then you just need to hold it down. Like, if you want to go back to your family and friends, you hold it down. Don't.
Somebody at the party said this?
The dude who allegedly raped homegirl, like,
wow,
was just bold as fuck.
Yeah.
And he was like, just hold it down. Like, stop fighting it, or you're gonna get killed.
What is wrong with y'all? Okay, so now my whole entire perception on this story has changed.
This is me smiling again because
it's ridiculous. Like.
What do you say to stuff like that? And then, of course, people have their commentary about, this is not about her having her friends around her or having a good circle around you. It's more about just men not raping women,
Valid.
Just hold it the fuck down. Like, why do you feel the need to overpower women and do it in teams and then gang rape? And I mean, yes, her friends play a huge part.
And I think that's the problem when these things happen. And I think it's just a problem with just human nature. Like, we always want to find somebody to put the blame on. I think that's just, if you're dealing with a tragedy or something, it even I think without realizing it automatically makes you feel better to put the blame on someone. You're like, this is this person's fault. So you automatically have somewhere to channel that energy to, whether it's good energy or bad energy. But I think you just look for someone to blame it on.
In the words of Malcolm, this story has many moving parts.
Many moving parts.
Because in the beginning, Teresa as a mom I don't expect you to have your 19-year-old daughter's phone numbers, you know?
Like of her friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then a part of me kind of does.
Yeah.
And then, second of all,
But you know,
Teresa
kids lie.
going... Right.
Every time you told your mom you're going somewhere and you wasn't where you was going.
No, I've never done that, actually.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never done that.
But I lived a very boring life.
Exactly.
You know? I'm not popping in these
I'm
streets.
not personally
You ain't never heard
I
of
would go to
me.
my friend's house and
Right.
stay in their house
I
while
didn't
they
get a
go
bag
out.
and fix my
Like,
teeth. You know, I'm not.
got
like
a
that.
bag and fix my teeth. But,
Yeah.
you know, her going out with her friends, like, you know, why would her friends just watch her leave the house drunk?
That's what I was thinking.
You know,
yeah.
watch her
But
leave the
again,
hotel.
this is the power of 19. Because I feel like even at no, let me finish.
No, go ahead.
So I feel like I wasn't drinking at 19. Like I know a lot of like my peers. I know a lot of people I knew were at 19, but like I wasn't drinking and I wasn't like going places where drinking was happening. So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe this is just
I've still never been to like a hotel party.
I went to. Yes, you did. Asha's birthday.
Oh, you're right. That was fun.
We be living. Yeah,
but
no.
even then, I wasn't drinking.
Yeah, no. But I think the thing about like, damn, what was I about to say? Hotel parties, drinking. I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, I say all that to say like, oh, I know what it is. I think now, obviously at 21, like I feel like at 19, I still won't leave my friend anywhere, but I think that's something that you learn over time. And if they all know these guys, like let's say this 19, you're still so closely connected to high school.
Right.
This could have been like, you know, me, you, and you know, Tashawn, and then like, you know, Keisha, Demisha, and Daisha, and then the six of us is like, oh, we know each other from high school, we're gonna go to this little party, and then you bring one person, they bring one person, they bring one person, and that's all these people that you thought it was gonna be just people you knew, and that was like this whole big ass thing where you're like, I don't know any of these people here, and I think that's where, this is all my just like, you know, this is my little theory,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's something that can happen at that stage in life. Like when
See,
you're like
and
30, random people just don't show up to stuff. You're like, no, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
You're
like,
not my friends. Like by
I
30,
didn't
you know
invite
all
you.
your friends. You know who might be there, who's gonna be there. But
Right.
like just random people just don't appear out of nowhere. That's like a very young, underage thing like to happen. So, yeah, I mean,
and we could go into the details of the video, right? But
Mhm.
everything then, even then, it seems sketchy. Like, why does this girl have glasses on while recording a video? Clearly, we can see the reflection in her glasses.
Oh, like shades?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But is she doing this because she wants us to see, or is she doing this because she just wants to be high and like pop in on her Instagram live page?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What exactly is going on? You know, or like even the part. Did you actually see the video?
No, I didn't watch it. I don't like.
Literally,
Like,
when I
divergence
first
of
found
stories like
out,
this?
I was all morning. I was like playing investigation. Like, wait, I didn't hear that part. So
Yeah.
there's a part where she's like, "Help me," but you can't hear it that well.
No, I didn't
like it
know
sounds
that.
like she's getting choked, and she's like, "Help me!" And then the girl just starts blasting the music again.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the Chicago Police Department don't want to acknowledge this at all.
Yeah.
Like they're like, security footage. This is what we see. This is what it is, and that's it. Like they're not going with anything. Like they don't have any leads. They don't want to talk about the people that were with her. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like normal
Yeah.
shit. Because God forbid, if I'm missing, I would think that, especially if I was with Malcolm or something, I would think that Malcolm would be on the news too. Like, oh, we were with each other and this is that
Yeah.
happened. Like none of her friends are saying anything. None of
Yeah.
the people that were with her were saying anything. So clearly, those are the people you should be checking for, right?
Yeah.
But for some
gosh.
reason they don't want to authorize this, and they really just they're careless
Yeah.
about this whole investigation, which sucks.
It's fucked up.
But
rest in peace to Kenneka.
Yeah.
Watch the company you keep.
men, stop raping women.
Hello. Let's move on. So, happy stuff. Happiness.
This actually this story made me think about a good thing. So I remember one time I was doing a podcast with Malcolm and Jason, and
Fully
Jason
loaded
brought this
every Monday or every other Monday. This Monday.
There you go. And Jason brought in this drink called Douce.
Douce.
And I was like,
What the
what?
niggas drink?
I was like, what's this? And so they pour in the cups, and we're just sitting all by the mics, and we're talking our shit. And, you know, I'm feeling it in my
Oh, that was an
thighs.
episode.
You know how I get.
Yeah, we know.
And then, so we get up, we go. It's Malcolm's. It's our friend's birthday, Sid.
Yeah, Sid's birthday.
And
oh, you going through this whole night? Okay.
so I'm not
You
gonna
know
go.
we stop for stories.
I'm not gonna go through.
Let
all
me get
of it.
comfortable.
I'm not gonna go through all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but I just want to say,
Kelly
like,
ended the night in a head top with no shirt on. So
wow, that's not even what happened.
that's not what happened. That's
No.
not what happened.
So
That's not what happened.
So,
That's not what happened.
So this guy was like, you know, trying to kick it to me, and I'm talking to him and whatnot.
We ended up at a party where this guy was trying to talk to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So then Malcolm, I didn't even realize until like I got back in. Malcolm, the whole time Malcolm was watching me.
Friend.
Like he was crossing the street.
Oh yeah, I was
he
across
was like,
the street.
He was coming back. He was making sure like I was like in that section. Like
you gotta watch out for your people.
He was like,
when people just disappear, especially this one, that can't feel her knees after a half a glass of Moscato. So this bitch is drinking Douce.
It was so funny because this guy was really like, "Yo, I live in Jersey. Like we could just go over there."
Was cute, though.
Like he was alright.
Yeah. Oh, now he was just alright. Should I get the rest of the night? The rest of the night was us ending at IHOP. And not us with the guy. Just us at IHOP.
Oh, yeah. That part, too.
Yeah.
But get a friend like Malcolm.
Get a man like Malcolm, too. All right. Yes. So, speaking of a man like Malcolm, I've been feeling like Molly lately, which is why I need to get my life together.
I've been feeling like Kelly lately.
I've been feeling like Kelly, too.
I just be winging it.
Yeah.
Just winging it.
Do you ever listen to yourself? Yes, I have a podcast. All right, so speaking of the girls on The Secure, shout out to my girl Issa Rae from Insecure. No, Issa, my forever fave. She is now the new face of CoverGirl, which is like, do it.
And it's funny because I don't know any woman of color who use CoverGirl until a black girl gets involved.
Yeah.
Like literally when Queen Latifah was the face.
Yeah.
I was all up in the Queen collection. Like I'm wearing her bronzer as we speak.
Yeah.
So to know that she's not making makeup.
Getting a collection?
No. She's not getting a collection. But just knowing that she's now the spokeswoman, she's embodying what the CoverGirl brand means.
Right.
I'm like, yes, Issa.
It low-key makes me want to buy CoverGirl for no reason. I have nothing to do with CoverGirl.
For no reason.
I'm like, y'all make chapstick? Like, I just want something. Like it's not like it's gonna be like IR on the back of it. Like,
right.
I just need something. But yeah. So shout out to Issa.
I'm so happy for her. And for Rihanna too.
Yes, we went
amazing
to that
makeup
last
line.
week.
Y'all know I checked it out though,
yeah.
right? The foundation is beautiful. I'm wearing it now too. The concealer is amazing. Like her highlighter, that glow though.
That glow.
You have to take your time. You don't want to be like, because sometimes I play myself too.
Looking like the Tin Man.
But exactly.
Yeah. I be seeing y'all. Now, I'm not no beat face enthusiast, but I know when I walk to the club, and I be like,
I'm still
why
learning.
are you so sharp? Literally for a girl.
It's a lot.
Tone it down.
It really is a lot.
You have to blend. Blending is beautiful. B.I.B.
So shout out to CoverGirl, shout out to Issa, shout out to Queen Latifah and Fenty Beauty and all the white bitches that's now hating and trying to step their shit up because they
you
want
see
to
my
be
swatches? I have no swatches. All right, this week's Slay It Sis goes out to
Daphne and Valerie Ibo.
Yay! Saving lives.
Saving lives. Both sisters graduated in medicine at the University of Lagos. After completing their National Youth Service Corps program, they end up having a pharmacy, a twin pharmacy at that. And it's a twin pharmacy because they're both twins. And that's amazing.
Like me and you. And like Tia and Tamara.
Exactly.
And like Mary Kay Trash Bag.
Which was more cool about this too, because I saw it on Twitter, and the guy was like, "Oh, shout out to my cousins, like they just got this pharmacy popping." I was like, "What?" And then I clicked. I was like, "Oh, these are really his cousins.
Yeah.
Like they're family."
I love when people do that on Twitter, like mad casually. Like they opened up like this new wing place in Brooklyn somewhere, and it was like, "Yo, pull up to the wing, not the wing spot. That's not the name of it. Like pull up to the wing spot." And I was like, "Oh, it's like a legit wing spot."
Yeah.
Like,
Did you go?
No, I didn't. I didn't go there.
Okay. Well, okay, so before we go, so Valerie's the chief of operating officer of Twin Care Pharmacy, and Daphne, the other sister, is the executive director and the superintendent for the pharmacist.
Pharmacist. Right, yeah. No, shout out to them, though. That's what's up.
That's really exciting.
I like to see these women they open up their business. Because you saw a lady on Twitter the other day trying to open up like a bodega, a little corner store thing. Sister, I don't want your whack-ass bodega, ma.
That's another story for another day.
Keep that. But this...
But even
that's I'm fake here for.
Even the pharmacy around my neighborhood, it's one Jewish guy and like the rest of black girls.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of black women.
Yeah.
Yes, give me the medicine, black woman. I just get excited anytime black women have their hand in anything
legit,
they're not usually into.
No, legit. I've been going on like
or visibly
a bunch of interviews this week, which is a whole nother story for another episode. We should do. Well, you didn't graduate yet, so after you graduate, we'll do like 20 tips for fucking up in your 20s. It's easy. You don't have to really work hard at it. It'll come on its own. But I walked to a place the other day, and it was like one black woman, and I was like, okay. And I walked to like another place like another day, and it was like 5 black dudes. I wasn't expecting to see any black people. I was like, I'm coming home again.
Even at my sister daycare, like I saw one black teacher, and no, not one black teacher, one black male. Usually y'all don't get excited when y'all do shit
about black men.
Yeah, because y'all get on my nerves sometimes. But this was really exciting. I was like, yes, a black teacher, like because a lot of the teachers are women. Yeah, and they're all of color, but it's nice to see
male teachers are kind of rare.
And
especially like a male teacher of color.
In that occupation.
Yeah.
Because usually they might be like a dean or a principal, but he was just, like the rest of the
just
teachers.
teaching the algebra. The algebra.
We gotta go.
Yes. All right. So, really quickly, just some honorable mentions. This has like been a really great week for music. This week in music history, Lauryn Hill's Miss Education Lauryn Hill made #1 on the Billboard 200. So shout out to her.
And Lauryn Hill and Nas now. Oh, happy birthday or happy belated birthday, Nas. But
leave her, please, leave her. All right, go ahead. That was just for Nas.
I know.
If you didn't get it, then you didn't get it.
So Nas and Lauryn Hill have a new initiative too, where they're trying to.
Oh, I did see something about them doing something together. I don't know what though.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
but they have a new initiative.
Yeah, so check on the Shade Room, a ball alert for that. Plus, Biggie's Ready to Die was also released this week, and then Kanye's Graduation was released this week as well. So this has been a poppin' week in music history.
And Cardi B.
Can I get to it? Cardi didn't release nothing this week, but Queen Cardi definitely got like 16,000 nominations for the BET Hip Hop Awards. So she's the hottest in the streets. I know you probably heard of her. She got a bag and fix her teeth. Hope you know they didn't cheap. She pay her mama bills. She ain't got no time to chill. Your baby father mad at me.
Diamond Ball last night, or was it the night before? But she looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like she was slaying. Beautiful mint ball gown.
Yeah, shout out to Cardi. Love her dearly. So we have an executive producer. Baby Ken is here.
Tortuga. Be quiet.
This is all staying in. Don't talk to him like that in front of company. Shh. All right, we're getting out of here. All right, so.
Like, my baby's getting tired.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Come down, come.
All right, so as always, you can get at her at Ken Mira. You can follow me at _Hey Malcolm. Make sure you like the page. Don't come down that way. No, come down this way.
Oh. Almost died.
Are you okay, Mommy?
I should keep all of this in, right? All right, it's a whole big mess over there. Like I said, get at her at Ken Mira. You can follow me at _Hey Malcolm. Make sure you like us on Facebook at Still Diverted. Follow the page on Twitter at Still Diverted. Of course, follow us on Instagram at Still Diverted. Subscribe to the channel. Are you okay?
Everybody have a great weekend.
I wish y'all could have seen that shit. Oh my god, if we had a multicam set up. Oh.
The fact that I had like a real mom moment. Like, you guys had to see that I just slipped on a fucking car. Like, as if I was on, remember those shows, Malcolm in the Middle? And they used to do dumb shit, and like the mom used to get angry because the clothes are everywhere. It was just like the 3 white brothers. Anyway.
Oh my god, y'all have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Whoa, that was a laugh of a lifetime. Oh, I wish y'all could have seen that shit.
I'm
Damn.
done.
All right, y'all be good. Take care. See y'all next week.
I'm sorry, bitch started recording.